So, from humans' earliest existence in time, we have always tried to find answers and solutions and to move further. And I was thinking about something we are all searching for in our lives, and that is love. And I don't necessarily mean love in the sense of a partner, but it could also be a friend or a work colleague or a buddy. And then I thought, okay, if I would have been born many years ago, where could I have found love? Maybe at a ball. You danced, you had a drink, and if you were lucky, you went home with a partner. Another place where we always found information is the library. And in our little love story here, you maybe went to the library, took out a book, you went home, you read it, you really got your strategy right, and if you thought you got the information you needed, you made it to the bar. And you maybe found someone there. And then, around 17 years ago, we as humans, we thought we found the answer to all our questions. Google. And Google changed everything. It changed the way we search, it changed the way we look for information, it made us a bit lazy, and it even changed our language. I mean, have you ever asked someone to Yahoo or to Bing something? No, you Google it. And then we humans, we took it to another level. We found an app that finds love for us. So we don't even have to look for it ourselves anymore. And if we're lucky, we got our perfect match. Some of us maybe a bit less lucky. And then there's another really great tool that you can use to find the answers you need, and I can really recommend it, and that's Alexa. I can't really have it at home, it would be a bit weird, but maybe some of you have the pleasure. So, Brett, a behavioral psychologist, he tells us exactly that the internet search has made everything, whether it's information, products, or relationship, it has made everything accessible for us at all times. And you know, I'm a researcher, so I like to validate what I'm saying with some nice facts and figures. So there's 100 billion Google searches per month. And adding on to that, more than 50% of people visiting an application or website, they jump right to the search box instead of navigating through the whole website. Okay, now we got it. Search is important and it had really changed our lives. But why does this matter to me? So my job as a UX researcher here at Ginetta is to understand behavior, gather data, generate insights, and then together with designers work on design implementations. And recently I had this really cool project with Thomson Reuters. And Thomson Reuters has a legal product called Practical Law. Practical Law is a search engine for legal professionals. And this project was really special because it didn't involve any design or usability problems. It wasn't really about the tool. It was the holistic search experience of lawyers. So what we did is we've conducted 15 interviews with legal professionals from all around the globe. And it was about the holistic search experience. So what does that mean? From the moment a lawyer or a legal professional thought, oh, I'm missing a piece of information, I need to do some research. Where do I go? Which tools do I use? To the point where they actually found that missing piece. So this was what all the research was about. And one thing, the first point, I thought about 3 insights that I could share with you today that can be applied to many different industries and digital projects. And one thing is automation. We always talk about technology taking over jobs, making things easier. And instead of explaining, I want to show you a quick insight from one of our interviews. So what you just heard was a real video snippet from an interview with a lawyer called Katie that I've conducted. And Katie explains that she has no assistant, she has no paralegal where she can go to, and she had to go to law libraries before to get the information she needed. And thanks to Practical Law, she now has kind of a co-worker in form of a tool that probably knows more than any other assistant she could ever have. So, have you ever imagined a search engine as your favorite assistant? And it's really crucial here to understand the importance that search engine has in her everyday work life. Moving forward, I want to ask you a question. Who of you works on billable hours? So, you all know the feeling of having time pressure and to have fulfilled certain tasks in a very specific time frame. And from all the 15 lawyers we've talked to, this was always a topic. Working on billable hours, being fast, being efficient. And you know, the lawyers, they're not just standing in front of the window, drinking their coffee all day. No. They're stressed and they need to be fast and they need to do their research fast, so they can't spend hours and hours researching for new information. So, have you ever thought about the context and the conditions you users are searching in? And I can give you another example here from another project we did here at Ginetta with SBB, where researchers went on the train platforms to talk to people while they were searching for their train connections. So we've talked about the importance of search, the context and the conditions people are searching in, and the third topic is the search language. And I'm pretty sure you all know that one person So, maybe it's you yourself, maybe it's your mom or a friend of yours, but there's actually people who really treat Google like a human and they talk to it like a human. And then there's another search language called keyword search. There we don't use any commas, we don't use any words, we just use random words and put them in and hit the search bar to find the thing we need or the thing we're looking for. Are you aware of your user search language? And in order to do so, you need to understand the goal of your users while searching. In our lawyer's case, it's to make a certain point in front of court. So when they do their research, they're really looking for this very specific piece of information to win against the opposite party. Whereas if you and I just go online to find a present for our best friend, we just search a bit. So I would call them the power users, in that case the lawyers, and the explorative users, which are the exact opposite, and e-commerce is a good example for that. So the lawyers, they put in a few keywords and they have special signs they learned at law school to get very specific answers. Whereas in the e-commerce example, you put in one keyword. Let's say you're looking for a pair of shoes, so you put in sneakers because you don't want to have just one pair, you want to have all the variety that is there. So fear of missing out in that case was also something that we found in different e-commerce projects we had here at Ginetta. So I could share many more insights about search and different search experiences with you. But the point is that, you know, sometimes we here at Ginetta, together with designers, we spend weeks to find the right information architecture of a website or an application. And I'm not saying that that is wrong, but actually 50% jump right to the search bar. So if you're done doing your research about the information architecture, you might spend some time and do some research on search. Because those 50%, they know that they will find the information they need on your website or application, but they need to find it as easy as possible in order to stay there. So don't be afraid to do research and search. And if you do so, think about the importance search has for your users, the context and the conditions your users are searching in, and the search language they speak.